Alright, we're doing strut top mounts on this Audi today. I've been putting this off. I don't want to do it. It's a crap job. The struts on these are a real pain in the nuts. Some plonker freaking designed these things. But I'm doing both of them, but what I'll do is just record this side of it. I have a little bit more room on this side. We're gonna pull the wheel, we're gonna pull the bottom bolt out of the where the strut joins into the lower control arm. Then you got to pull the two top. They're independent wishbones, right? It's not like a normal one-piece wishbone that will come out with a ball joint. Audi's got one for each side. They're independent. They have their own bushings, their own ball joints. You got to pull both of those out. I think it's a 16 mil bolt that goes through the middle of both of them at the same time, and that bolt, it normally seizes. It can be a disaster. I'm hoping for good luck with this one. Who knows? I might have to heat it and beat it and smash it and get the freaking air gun out or the air hammer out. Who knows? I'm hoping that it goes smooth. And then once you pull those two out, you can pull the whole hub assembly to the side, pull your shock up out, and then there's 3 bolts up top, which you'd think like a normal strut. Normally they have 3 nuts on the top. No, not Audi. They got 3 60 mil bolts that hold the whole housing to the car, and one of them's hidden on each side. They're a real pain to get to. It's like anything on these cars can be a bit of a pain, but we're gonna get it done because this clunking noise has been driving me crazy for, I don't know, 6 months. It's literally, I'm losing my mind. So yeah, I'm gonna set this up. I did turn on some lights, so hopefully my video quality is a little better. I might. Here's my toolbox, right? It's literally right there. So hopefully I can set it up where you can at least see better or more of what normally I can show. And then yeah, I'll record this one side. You can watch me struggle and say naughty words, which I'm sure there'll be many. Oh, and I shaved. I had to go to work on today's Saturday. I had to go to work yesterday. We had this big meeting, and it ended up getting canceled, but whatever. So I shaved. I actually shaved my face for, I got all the shit off of it anyway. Or at least made myself look somewhat presentable for corporate America, I guess, right? So, all right, let me set this up. There might be shadows. I shut my door and put a light on it, but nah, I got shadows. Whatever, I got to get this done. So I'm going to show you guys this tool again. This is the Lisle. I forget the part number, but these are for stopping your wheels from falling off, and or makes it easier to put your wheels back on. So you just take one stud out, like one wheel stud, and then just screw one of these in its place. And then you can rip the other studs out. They come in a pair, so one for each side. Well, you can use 2 on one side, or however you want to do it. But once that's in, you can take all your studs out without the wheel from falling down and whatnot. So. I've had this about a week now, and I did an initial video on it, which I didn't think was a very good video. But I've been using this DeWalt tool, and it's pretty good. My initial video, I was pretty unimpressed with it, but that might be because the battery wouldn't charge or whatever. So the idea with this stud, I'll show you guys. And if you touch this will fall. It could hit the ground, come up, hit you in the nutsack or the face, whatever. If it falls too quick, it could damage dust shields, damage the wheel, all that crap. But that stud there, that just holds it in place. So normally this wheel would have hit the ground by now. So, and then it's got some movement to it where you can slide it off, and the back of the wheel will clear this, whatever the hub or dust shields or any of that stuff. So if you don't know what a strut top mount is, let's take one out of the bag here and show you. So this lives between the top of the strut and the body of the car, and this is what I suspect is making my clunking noise. And you got to put spring compressors on and pull the strut nut off, and then pull the cap off, replace the cap. Right, that's what we're gonna do today. I've put a light up in there. Hopefully you can see okay. I shut the door, so it's getting real hot in here already. So there's no breeze or anything. I'm gonna turn that fan on just for something. So hopefully it doesn't mess up the audio. I gotta do something. It's getting hot in here. It's like an oven. So I'm gonna set you guys up as best I can. Point you right there and show you the process of pulling out this strut. There's an 18 mil bolt at the bottom where it goes through the control arm, and then this 16 has to come out, and then there's 3 16s up top. So we're gonna pull this hub to the right, pop all these bolts out, drop the strut down, and go from there. Hopefully you can see. Hopefully I don't get in the way too much. Here's this is where I got them from SCP Euro. Here's the invoice. They were $16.49 each. So not too bad. So yeah, let's do it. It's hot. Let's hope for no seize bolts. We'll grab our 18 mil. It's not going to pull it. These bolts normally seize. They can be a real pain, so hopefully this one will be nice. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we might have got lucky there. We're going to give it a little spritz anyway. Where's my... There we go. Little PB blaster. That's good stuff. Smells good too. Not sure if this will fit in here. Ooh, just. That's a good sign. This is moving already, so that's awesome. That's gonna come right out, which is awesome. Oh, that one wasn't bad at all. Ooh, it has never sneeze on it. Somebody has been here before. Yes, yes. Makes our job easy. I don't think they're just gonna pop out, but we'll try it. You never know. This is a 8-ounce plastic hammer. So, oh yeah, look at that, it's popping right out. Holy crap! So all I'm going to do is take a little chisel and spread this open just a little bit. You can use a screwdriver, whatever you want. It doesn't need much. So yeah, that's it, right? So we're pretty much done down here. We got the bolt out of the bottom. I'm gonna pull that strut out, over and out of the way. We'll keep this for the other side in case we need it. Just be careful of your CV boot when you're doing this. You don't want to damage it. I need my Weetabix. Yeah, make sure you don't damage this boot. Let's see if there's much room there. There we go. So that's it, 316 mil bolts at the top, and then we can pull this strut down out. We'll change the mount. They're a bit of a pain, these, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, the car is lowered down. Both sides are done. This side you need to pull. Oh, don't mind me, first day. I hate working with gloves. You got to pull this expansion tank off, which is real easy. It's one screw and then it hooks in at the back. There we go. You just gotta get it up and out, I guess, right? So you've got 3 bolts. This side's the hardest side, so one here, there's one hidden here, and there's one hidden right back there. They're a 16. You got to pull that little cap off too to even see one of them. Like a little plastic grommet here. That's what that little grommet looks like. You gotta pop it off. I'm gonna loosen that guy. I'm gonna pull the other two. So that's what that bolt looks like. Big fat washer. This guy, and then this is our last guy right here. Well, after we pop this, we'll be able to remove the strut. I think they have a little lock washer on them that stops the strut from falling. But just in case you want to hold it. Yeah, they got a little lock washer on them, so it shouldn't fall on your toes, but just in case. Oh, interesting. The hidden one does not have a washer, so keep that in mind. No washer in there. This is what your strut assembly looks like. That's what I was saying earlier. It's not like a regular strut assembly. It's not a true McPherson design, but yeah, a bit of a pain. Awesome. That's it. That's all it needed. So, not too bad. That could have been a real pain in the fucking dick. You always want to check your lower spring, make sure it's seated right. Just that guy's sitting perfectly. This is the danger part. Never fucking put your head back here, because if this thing breaks, you're dead. I mean, you're fucking dead. Holy shit. And then take note of where this, or how this is installed, right? So these are definitely completely worn, and that's the only thing I can think of that's going to make that clunking noise. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain, but if you look at, see all these rubber caps up here, they're sitting nice and proud. These ones, they're not there. They're gone. They're flat. So there's no major splits or damage to them, but that could be enough to be giving me the clunk for sure. So worth changing. Just keep an eye on how this goes in. There's a split in it, and the split sits a certain way. So yeah, I mean, you could mark it if you want. I'm not gonna mark it, I don't need to, but grab your impact. Of course my strut's just spinning, right? Of course it is, because fuck me. All right, I'm gonna grab a pass-through socket and a Allen key. So in the center of these, there's an Allen key, probably this size, yep, which is what, 6 mil, okay? So we're gonna use this to hold the shaft. Actually, here, let me show you. Oh, you're not fucking listening to me yap on. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the center has a 6 mil Allen key. Fits in like that, lovely. We're gonna grab us a 3/8 pry bar. That's all you need. And then we're gonna grab an 18 mil pass-through socket, which is 15, 18 is this guy. It's hard to see the markings on this. So basically how this works, it's got this funky wrench and a socket with a big hole in it. And you're gonna put that like so, and you can see you can get through the middle of it, right? Well, we're gonna get through the middle of it with this. And we're gonna hold the center while we turn the nut, right? So we need a little extension, which might be too big. That's a 3/8. We might have to get a bigger Allen key. So what is this? A 6 mil? So now there's no way this is gonna work, right? I mean, it's just not gonna fit, right? So we need to get a much longer 6 mil Allen key. So the long ones I have are these knobbly ended ones, which is fine. It should still work. We want 6 mil, which is this guy. So now we should be able to come in here, find the center hole. Sometimes can be difficult. And then you can go ahead and spin that 18 off. So you want to, hold one. Turn the other. And you're basically holding the center shaft right there. That's all you're doing. Oh my God, my Allen key's stuck. There we go. Jeez. You want to just pull your nut right off. So there should be a washer in here. So there's that. Make sure that washer's in there. Yeah, these are pretty crushed. Okay. So grab your new one. You want to minimize your time when you're like this, because you're much more vulnerable here. Everything looks good. I don't see any junk or anything in there. So grab your new one. We're gonna slide it over. We're gonna line it back up where it was, which is right about there. Grab your nut. Grab your impact. It's on enough now where it's not going to spring off and whack me in the face. We're going to finish it up with this. Hopefully that makes sense what I'm doing there. Also just check your spring, make sure nothing's moved on you. Make sure everything's seating the way it should be, which it is. Make sure that's lined up, which it is. So you can see that's run down. I give it a fairly good oomph there. What I'm going to do is back these spring compressors off, put tension back on this, and hit it with that air gun as well, just to make sure. Okay. Hit this with the air gun too. I mean, that's tight. Just wanted to make sure. Yeah, this is definitely plusher than the last one was. It's also, yeah, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that or not, but the little, there's a metal ring in here, and see if I can explain it to you on this one. So this is so crushed that this metal ring right here was basically hitting the top of the strut. Whereas the new one, there's a gap, right? There's like a tiny little gap. So that could have been our clunking. Yeah, who knows? All right, we got to put our arm back on. So we want that, it was right there. But we're going to check the degrees on it after we tighten it. And we got to get the torques back too. Hey. So we are at 10.8. I forget what it was. Was it 11.8 or 10.8? I think it was 10.8. So we're golden. So these are 37 foot pines. That's 36. Kind of hard. I need a third hand. 36.1. There we go. 38. Okay, so that's torqued and it's set back at the right angle. That's pretty important when you're doing Audi suspension, or any kind of suspension like that. So this is the driver's side one. I'm going to grab the passenger side one, do the same thing, and then I'll turn the camera back on when I go to put them back in. Okay, so the strut tops are installed. Everything's torqued back. So that's the new strut top, call it. They're definitely, compared to the old ones, they're definitely a lot meatier. So hopefully that's my issue. hopefully. So it's time to get them back in. Yeah, they shouldn't be too hard. Hey, come here. You want to be on the YouTubes? Yay. You can't be doing that basketball though. You still in your jammies? Mm-hmm. Here, say. Oh, hold on. Let me turn this so they can.
Hello.
Say hello world.
Hello world.
Look at your hair. You need a haircut. You got your dad's hair. It's today a jammy day?
Yes.
You want to go to dinner wearing your jammies? Yeah? And go look at the Bryan girls? That's right. We're going for Cuban.
Cuban.
Cuban food. All right.
Cuban.
There's an alignment stud in there as well. So yeah, that's it. It's in. So the top strut bolts are 75 Newton meters, which, if you can see that, we need 75. Ugh. I hate this torque. I hate the way this torque wrench cuts up. It's so precise, but then it speeds up and then speeds up again, so it's real hard to get it to stop where you need it. And like, who wants to hit a button 20 times? There you go. Jeez Louise. So 75 Newton meters. $67. $75.95. This torque wrench is super precise, but it's a pain. 74, 75. Perfect. $57, $68, $68, $75. Oh, 74.3. Oh no. $75.57. Lovely juggle. 75.81. 75.11. Beautiful. So I tightened up this side, 75 Newton meters on the top bolts. I did the same on this side. I put that little plastic cowl back on, put my rubber trim back in. So now we just need to do the upper control arms, the lower strut bolt, and it's got to go in. These upper control arms need to go in, and then just kind of put it all back together, and that's it. I'll try and record this side again. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is put the upper wishbones back in. Like I said before, they're individuals. Easy way to do that is to grab your 16mm bolt and kind of get it in a little bit. Get the first one in, slide it through, get the second one in, slide it all the way home. Because the bolt will retain the first one in there for you. So. a jack. Let me get a jack and a piece of wood. We're going to jack that wheel up a little. Make our lives easy. So all I'm going to do here is, this is my neighbor's redneck truck. All I'm going to do here is jack this up a touch, just to make this easier to put those top arms in. Yeah, it doesn't need much. I got a block of wood and a trolley jack there. All right. Hopefully that'll stay for me. We're halfway in the hole. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Let me get a big pair of channel locks here, if I can find them. Man. I'm gonna give this a squeeze. Just a little squeeze. Not a whole lot. There you go, we're in. And we'll put our bolt halfway through. That's one in. And grab our second one. There we go. Take that out. Lovely. So everything's put back together and torqued. That's the top of the strut. You see a little damage up in there? That's where I backed the spring compressor into that hat. That's everything's tightened, torqued, lower control arm set. I did torque these to 90 Newton meters, but before I torqued them, I jacked the hub up. So basically loaded the suspension. So it was about here when I torqued it. And then you don't want to torque those. You don't want to torque those unloaded. You want to, you know, basically as if the car's on the ground, right? This is the passenger side, same deal. Everything's put back together and torqued. I did the same on this bolt right here. I loaded the suspension with just a jack and a block of wood. I put it right here, and then you know, compressed the strut and spring and everything, and then tightened those to 90 Newton meters. That's it. Everything's done. So I'll show you that wheel stud tool again. This guy, it's for, you know, it's to help installing the wheels, right? Just makes doing that a lot easier. Yeah, line up your studs, put your bolts in. They're good if you do a lot of work on these types of cars or BMWs. It's a good tool to have. and it's just a, they call them a wheel, it's a wheel installation tool. It's just basically a big stud. Well, that's it. I just got back from driving that car. I probably drove it 4 miles maybe, give or take, and the clunking's gone, and the steering is way more responsive than it was before. I didn't think the ones I took out of that car were that bad, but I'm guessing they're kind of sensitive. So here's one of the ones I took out of it. Compared to the new ones, it's definitely a lot thinner. And what I mean by that is the height of it, right? Like there's all these little rubber stopper parts on the top of it. On the new one, they're sitting quite proud. On this one, they're gone. Other than that, I really couldn't see much of a difference between the old one and the new one, but the steering's way more responsive. There's a corner that I take where it always clunks, and I did it, and that, you know, after installing those new ones, it didn't clunk. So hopefully that's it. You know, I only drove it 4 miles, right? And it never clunked all the time. So, but yeah, definitely an improvement for sure in the steering response. And yeah, cross our fingers that was it. It was an educated guess more than anything else. You know, I checked everything else that could be doing it prior to spend $32 on those strut lights. So hopefully that does it. Yeah, I'm also looking for another project car. I sold my Mini Cooper. That's still here, but the guy paid me for it and everything. I got to deliver it to him. Oh, the sun. It's on my car hauler there. So it's going to go away Monday. Yeah, this one, I bought this at auction. Yeah, it's hitting the front there. Not bad. The rest of the car's pretty good. It's got a bunch of upgrades, upgraded sign system, all that stuff, right? So yeah, that's my hauler. Yeah. So it's ready to go to its new home. I like Mini Coopers. That's probably the 4th or 5th one that I've bought. But I just got sick of them, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, prior to buying that, I rebuilt a FRS, which was a 6-speed manual rear-wheel drive, and you could disable all the shit, like traction control and stabilization and all that crap, and you could literally just do donuts in it. For me, it was a little dangerous for me because every time I would leave the neighborhood, I'd have that thing sideways, you know, full drift. Just, I was going to get in trouble with it. So I only kept it for 2 months after I rebuilt it, and then sold it. It sold itself. This one guy saw it and just kind of had to have it. So it was a good car too. So I'm on the lookout for something new. I did have my eye on an M5. It's a manual M5. It was an 08. It went through the auction, and I don't know, I was super tempted to buy it. I didn't. I should have. I kind of regret not buying it, but yeah, I'm on the lookout for another car now. Yeah, the next project car. Yeah, I should have bought that M5. Oh.